Welcome to Imperfect in an Uncertain World, resources for living with authenticity and purpose. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about how do we or you stay strong, deeply rooted in the present moment when we are living in a world that's becoming increasingly uncertain and more chaotic. I don't know about you, but 2020 seems decades old instead of a mere 5 months. So much has happened. I find myself thinking, COVID 19 started in December of 2019. Australia was on fire in January, and that is a whole distant memory now because of everything that has been happening. It seems like events just continue to spiral out of control. And as I remind myself that out of chaos comes new, I find myself wondering what will that new be? And then I realize that no matter what, collectively, because I believe that this is a collective birth, no matter what we are collectively birthing, that I am called to be a participant witness in a world that's increasingly uncertain. And so, what does that mean to be a participant witness? Because in one matter, you have to take yourself back and be an objective observer. You have to witness what is occurring in the world. But in the next, you have to be actively involved in what is occurring in the world. And so, that's why mindfulness, to me, is so important. You have to be objective in everything you do, not get carried away by the emotions of the moment. I know that I must be a light that bears witness in the dark. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. Some people say that I have an exaggerated sense of right and wrong because in certain circumstances, there's little or no gray area between the two. Now, I used to feel shame and guilt over the fact that I was wired in this way. But I'm gradually letting go of those feelings because I've realized that some things there is right or wrong. And so I answer the question, how can I bear witness if I do not have the courage to stand in my power? And I'm going to ask you that too. How can you bear witness if you aren't willing to stand in your own power? Because really, no matter where we find ourselves, it's time to survey the land. Now is the time to bear witness on our own imperfections. So, what's happening in you that's an imperfection that is causing you to cause hurt or harm? How can you bear witness to that and shift out of that into a more compassionate being? Only when we do that can we stand witness to the collective imperfections that drag us into an abyss of hatred, isolation, and suffering. Now, I'm going to say this witness begins by owning our own dark, not to excuse our behavior or to justify the behavior of others. We're all dark. And I think I've talked about that in another one of my vlogs back. We change ourselves and demand that others change themselves as well. That is the only way that we're going to move forward in this. And that's where the black and white comes in for me, is that there are things that are fundamentally wrong, that we cannot continue as community unless we are willing to shift out of those fundamentals. And that begins by acknowledging those. And as we do that, and it's going to be a hard road, I'm not saying that this is going to happen overnight. Through this transformation, this personal transformation that bleeds over into the transformation of our community, we really do become a welcoming community that stands against the uncertainty in the world. And so in my better moments, I own my bodhicitta heart. And a bodhicitta heart is one that is filled with love and compassion that really seeks to alleviate suffering in the world. And as a bodhisattva, which is a Buddhist term for someone who is willing to hold the suffering in the world and consciously and intentionally alleviate suffering, I share the compassion flowing from this heart. And in those moments of compassion, I aspire to alleviate suffering. That's where I'm the witness. That's where I'm the objective observer. But I have to be honest, in other moments, no matter how I want to respond, I find myself reacting. And when I react, I need to find my way back to my bodhicitta heart. I don't give up, for I believe that the path through this darkness is littered with morsels of compassion. And these lure me and us to a place where humanity shines anew. So how do we act from a compassionate heart? Stand up. Be compassion. Act not only from compassion's soft side, but be the sharp sword that cuts through the illusion and holds bringers of suffering accountable for their actions that cause hurt and harm. Hold yourself accountable for the actions that cause hurt and harm. And then I'm going to say to you, love gently, live fiercely. That's how we stand up. Speak out. Let compassion flow from your thoughts, your words, your actions. Share your compassionate heart with everyone that you meet. Be the unwavering light that shines so brightly that the suffering explodes into starbursts of healing. Be the spirit wind that heals a suffering world. Leave your comfort zone. That's the most important thing. You can stand up, you can speak out, but you got to leave your comfort zone. Bear witness, dance on the edge of the chaos while vowing to be courageously true to who you are. Be compassion no matter how the chaos presents. This is it. No matter what your sole purpose, bearing witness in this time is integral to being exactly who you are meant to be. And that's what it means to be the light that bears witness in the dark. So I hope you like this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. More resources are available at intentandaction.com, intentанdaction.com. If you need a little bit of help boosting yourself, blowing wind on that ember so that you flame up, I am a coach, catalyst, intuitive, would be happy to work with you. Just give me a shout out and we will begin that. But no matter what you do, look for ways to be a light that bears witness in the dark. Have a terrific day. Thank you.